Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today we're talking about creating exposure and getting recruited to play college baseball. And this will work for softball players as well. Everyone wants exposure. What is exposure? It's just getting in front of the right people, getting in front of college coaches so that they can evaluate you and determine if they want to offer you a college roster spot or a scholarship. And so it's obviously very important to be able to get in front of the right people to make these decisions. But let's back up a step before we get into exactly how to create exposure. Because the biggest, most important thing is to make sure that you have a skill set that when you do get this exposure and college coaches do see you, they will want you to play for their school. If you don't have the ability, if you don't have the skill set, you can have all the exposure you want and it won't really matter. And so make sure you keep this in mind. So many people think about exposure, 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 and they don't develop their skill set that will warrant a college scholarship or roster spot when a coach actually does see you. So spend your time on that first. Now, once you have that skill set, let's talk about the best way to get that exposure, to allow those college coaches to see you and then make the determination if they want to offer you that roster spot or college scholarship. So the first thing that we talk about is creating a highlight video or a skills video. And all this is simply showing your skill set. So very quickly, and I have more detailed videos on this, if you go to our playlist online, our recruiting playlist, we talk more in depth about this. But it's just a very short video that's going to show your skill set. So if you're a pitcher, it's going to show you throwing, fastball, breaking ball, changeup, whatever it is, have a radar gun, so they're able to see the velocity and be able to see your mechanics. If you're a position player, they want to see you field, they want to see you hit, they want to see you run, right? So that's keeping it as simple as possible. But having that video and sending that video out to schools on your target list so that they're able to see you first. That's the first step. If you want to get them to come and see you, you can't just send them an email. You need to send them an email with a video. Just an email saying, Coach, I want to play for you, come watch me, isn't going to work. I've coached college. I coached college for 2 years. I received thousands of emails. Any email that I get that doesn't have a video, I can't really do anything with that, right? But if you do include a video, I've watched every single video that I've received from players. And that's a really easy way, again, for me to look at the video quickly and say, there's no chance this player can play for us based on this video. I'm not going to go watch them. Or, I like this video. I like the skill set. This is intriguing. Let me find out how to get out and watch that player. So that's the first thing you need is a skills video or a highlight video, and send that out to colleges. Now, let's talk about other types of exposure after you have this video. So let's start with the high school season. Now, in the high school season, typically it's not a huge time for recruiting. Now, there is some recruiting that goes on during the high school season, but you have to keep in mind that colleges play at the same time that high schools play. So when you're playing, depending on what part of the country you are, I know if you're down south, you probably start a little bit earlier. For us in the north, we don't start our high school season until April, right? But regardless, the college season starts in the spring. And so colleges are their number one priority in the spring is their own teams and trying to win games. Now, when they don't have games, they will try to get out and watch players play. It gets a little bit tougher to do that. Typically, it's going to be more local. It's tough for them to jump on planes. Sometimes they will do that if they're a big-time school. But that's not the biggest time for recruiting. So it is important. You can reach out to schools, send them your videos, send them your high school schedule, but that's not going to be the biggest time for recruiting. Now, as we move out of the spring and into the summer, this is where recruiting really starts to heat up because colleges are finishing their season. And now, what's the summer for them? Well, it's dedicated basically 100% to recruiting, and they're going to travel. Most teams are going to travel around the country trying to find players. And so there's a bunch of different opportunities for you to create that exposure during the summertime. Now, the first one is through tournament play. So maybe you play for a travel ball team. So our program, Antonelli Baseball, what we do with our players that are recruitable, so our older players, is we want to play in tournaments that historically have been recruited by college coaches. And so that's my job and our staff's job is to figure out what those tournaments are and make sure that we play in those tournaments so that college coaches are there to watch. And then we also communicate with those colleges. So if you're a player Hopefully your travel ball coach is doing this, but you have to be proactive as a player and do it yourself as well. You should be, again, taking that highlight video. You should be taking your summer schedule and you should be sending it to the schools on your target list and letting them know where you are playing and when you will be playing. And that way they will be able to get out there and watch you play. So that's one way to create exposure. And we have a lot of players recruited every year just based on our summer travel schedule and colleges coming to watch our players play. So that's the first thing. The second thing can be college camps. So college camps sometimes are a little bit underrated, but they're very, very good. And so what a college camp is simply, all it is let's just pick a college. Let's pick Boston College, since I'm from the Boston area. Boston College is going to have camps throughout the year where they're going to invite players to come participate in a workout. Typically, there's a showcase style workout where you're going to, position players will run maybe it's a 60-yard dash, you're going to field ground balls or fly balls, you're going to hit batting practice, pitchers might throw a bullpen, and then you're going to play in a scrimmage or a couple of scrimmage games. That's the typical way that it's done. And this is great for you as a player for a few reasons. One, you are able to get right in front of the exact coach that you want. So if you want to go to Boston College, well, then you know at the Boston College camp, their coaching staff is going to be there. And so you're going to be able to get directly in front of them. You're going to be able to communicate with them. They're going to get to learn more about you as a person. So not just a player, but as a person. You're going to be able to visit the school. You're going to be able to see if you like the coaching staff, right? So it's really, really a good way to get in front of the schools that are on your target list. The other thing that's good about college camps is that typically at a college camp, let's say at that Boston College camp, they're also going to invite other colleges to come and help work that camp. And so you won't just get in front of Boston College, but you're probably going to get in front of some other high academic schools as well. So you can also talk to that school. So if you're going to go to the Boston College camp, figure out, okay, what other schools are going to be here? Sometimes they'll let you know online. If they don't, just ask the coaching staff and say, what other schools will be in attendance? And so now, there might be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 schools in attendance there that you're going to be able to get in front of, right? And so it's a great way to be recruited by that school. And I know during my time at Holy Cross, when I was coaching there, one of my jobs was to run those Holy Cross camps. In every camp that we ran, we recruited a player out of there. And I know that I was only there for 1 year, but historically we had always recruited at least a player a year out of our camps. And there's just no better way as a college coach to recruit players and really get to know them than when you're able to work with them literally one-on-one. You're able to meet them. You're able to really get a good understanding of what type of person they are, which is really, really important when it comes to the recruiting process. So it's a great way to get recruited. Make sure you're looking at those college camps. Another way is showcases. So what showcases are is they're a little bit different than a tournament where when you go to a tournament, you're going to go as a team, right? When you go to a showcase, you're going to go more as an individual. And there's a bunch of different companies that run these showcases. Prep Baseball Report has them. Perfect Game has them. Head First, Show Ball. There's a bunch of different showcases around the country. But showcases are ran kind of similar to what a college camp is going to be run like. So typically you're going to go and you're going to go through a showcase style workout, just like you typically do at the college camp. And then they're going to put you on a team and you're going to play a couple of games, right? And so again, the great thing about showcases is that you know what schools are going to be there. So let's, for example, just take the Head First camp, right? When I was a Holy Cross coach, I recruited at Head First. And so if you're a player and you want to get in front of, so Head First is usually for high academic student athletes. So let's say you're someone that's interested in playing at a high academic school, whether it's an Ivy League or NESCAC or Patriot League or really any high academic league or team. You're going to be able to go on their website and see exactly who will be there, right? And so when you play in a tournament, you're hoping that schools are there. When you go to a showcase, you know what schools are going to be there. Now, you have to pay a little bit more for this, right? There's some showcases, a Head First showcase could be around $1,000. So it's going to be a lot more money than playing in a tournament. But you know exactly what schools are going to be there. And so you're able to target those schools much more easily and make sure you get in front of them. So that's another way to create some exposure for yourself. So those are kind of the main ways that you're able to do so. And what we typically suggest is to, for instance, if you play for our Antonelli baseball team, you're going to get the tournaments, right? Now, we suggest that you can pick a college camp or two of schools that you're interested in. And if you want to do a showcase, you can. Now, I just be careful not going crazy with the showcases. Again, they can get rather expensive. Now, if you have the means to do so and you don't mind spending the money, they can't hurt. But I would really focus in on schools, make sure that you get the opinion of your coach, and make sure you're going to showcases and the college camps of schools that you can play at. That's probably one mistake I see when it comes to exposure, is that players and parents just try to go to as many as they can, right? And it's just kind of like, just throwing darts and just hoping to hit something, right? And so really focusing in, narrow it in on the schools that you think fit best. Another thing to keep in mind is that once you do go to a couple of showcases, you play in some tournaments, you're going to start to get emails inviting you to tons of these showcases, right? There's a lot of them in the country. And they're all going to say, we want you, right? Like they're going to say, this is invite only, but you're getting the invite. And a lot of them, hundreds of thousands of kids are getting invites. So don't be fooled by the invite only. And don't be fooled by the, we saw you and we really like you and you should come to our showcase. And they're going to make it sound like it's the greatest showcase ever. Now, like I said, there are good showcases, but don't fall in the trap of just trying to go to every single showcase that you get invited to, thinking that, you're going to get recruited by those schools. And the same thing with college camps. Once, I laugh about this a lot. I get a lot of emails inviting me to college camps, right? Hey, Matt, we'd love to see you. We saw you play this summer. I'm like, I'm 37 years old. I haven't played in 20 years. Like, I mean, not that long ago, but it's very flattering that they want me to play there. Unfortunately, I used up all my college eligibility, so I can't go. I guess I could go, but I can't technically get recruited. So just be careful. Once you get on those email lists, you're gonna start getting a ton of emails blasted at you. And so really, really make sure that the schools that are inviting you are schools that you potentially could play at. Just because you get an invite from Florida State saying that they'd love you to come down there, the chances are you probably they got your email through a database somewhere, and that's where that's how they're inviting you. So don't get all excited and run down there thinking, oh, I got an email and it even says my name on it, so that must mean that they want me to go to their school. I'll give you a little insider tip. Again, I was in charge of running these camps. We definitely use them, and colleges definitely use them to recruit. But it is also a way for the school and the program to raise money to fund all different areas of their program. Especially at lower level colleges, they don't have a big budget to pay for coaches. A lot of coaches are paid through the college camp. So yes, it can help you get recruited, but there's also kids that are invited that are there to help raise money for the program. Right, so make sure you know which one you are. Are you actually going to get recruited there, or are you helping raise money for the program? Just a little quick insider tip for you. So that's all I have. Hopefully this helps create some more exposure for you and helps you end up targeting the right schools and getting in front of the right people so that they can make decisions on you. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.
If you've got hitters that you're looking to improve before the start of next season, this is essential for you. Matt Antonelli here, former Major League player, first-round pick, and college coach. With this course, we're going to show you exactly, step-by-step, how to generate power, develop bat speed, and enhance swing mechanics. Regardless of your hitter's age, this course is going to deliver advanced hitting techniques that will allow any hitter to get better and make an impact at the plate this spring. We have a full catalog of training content that you can access from anywhere at any time. This course is perfect for players, parents, coaches, instructors, and more. It offers a comprehensive package of drills and techniques that you can directly implement. Our course has helped hitters all over the country at different competition levels, and the feedback that we've received has been outstanding. The work you put in now will drive your success at the plate this spring. Get the essential knowledge that you need to take your game to the next level.